All right, we got a lot of rallies going around in the nation, but a big one for conservatives begins this weekend as CPAC organizes, and they're having a back and forth on gun control and that debate and how it will factor out among some conservatives who see themselves in a bit of a corner on this issue, that they got to do something, but they don't want that something to be too draconian. In other words, to rein in too aggressively on gun ownership. We've got Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk and Washington Examiner White House reporter Sarah Westwood on those developments. Sarah, to you in this conundrum, I guess, for some conservatives that, they want to stand by the Second Amendment, that's fine, but they've got all these protests that are in the news on the part of students who are saying enough is enough, you got to do something. How's that going to play out, you think?
I think Republicans feel like they're backed into a corner on this. They're going to have to support some kind of legislation that imposes additional restrictions on gun access. And you're starting to see Republicans and even the White House line up behind the Cornyn-Murphy gun bill, which would improve the background check system by requiring local law enforcement to report to federal authorities more data that could keep mentally ill people from obtaining guns. That's the sort of argument that Republicans are using when it comes to the immigration debate, sharing between local law enforcement and federal authorities. So it'll be hard for them to argue against this kind of measure. The NRA has backed it, so it looks like the most likely of the proposals to move forward. You know,
Charlie, I haven't heard all the young people who are speaking right now as we're switching around here, and they're having these rallies around in Tallahassee to sort of get change. Very few are talking about privacy concerns or anything. They are talking to a man and woman about guns, and too many of them out there. What is the position going to be of conservatives on this?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple days at CPAC. This will obviously be a hot-button issue. And I think here's what makes it most interesting. The debate between freedom and the appearance of security is nothing new in the political conversation. The problem, I guess the issue is now that it's conservatives that are the ones that are going to have to put forth a set of policy prescriptions. And there are some common-sense measures, I think, as far as waiting periods, making mental health checks. But the issue is some of these proponents and students are now calling for outright gun bans and for ammo restrictions. Right. That's where the debate's going to get a little bit hairy, a little bit different than some of these more preventative measures. But you're going to see a lot of different influences. Look, I'm a proud NRA member, and I'm very skeptical about giving up freedom just for the appearance of security, and that's going to be a discussion you're going to see in the next couple days.
You know, sometimes a conservative can come out and make a statement that just seems either heartless and or clueless. Dinesh D'Souza, the author, disinvited from this CPAC gathering shortly after he was trashing survivors of this school shooting, and all of a sudden sets that whole, movement back dramatically, Sarah. Now, he has since apologized, that is, D'Souza has, but he becomes sort of like the poster child for heartless conservatives, greedy gun owners, and that becomes the story. What do you think?
Exactly. I think Democrats are eager to project any kind of insensitivity from some Republicans onto the entire party when you do see a lot of GOP members approaching this issue with sensitivity and with a lot of empathy for these young people and attempting to debate them on the merits, not going after them just because they're espousing opinions they don't like. But any Republicans, conservatives who are going to make jokes or trash the survivors, discount them because of their youth, they're not helping their fellow members who are trying to reach a bipartisan consensus on this.
Yeah, I always think you'll lose them with that. But having said that, Charlie, I do see ample middle ground here when even those who are big advocates and supporters of, the Second Amendment and gun ownership, will say, well, we can address that, whether they're talking about stop some of these other things, but we want to see the Democrats open to addressing the violent video games and movies that also play a part in a lot of this, each addressing the need to take on their sacred, holy grail money guys, whether it's the NRA for Republicans or Hollywood, for Democrats. How likely is that?
Well, it's going to be unlikely. Probably what will end up happening is the Republicans are going to end up ceding more territory than the Democrats just because the way this narrative and the debate has been put forward. But look, there has to be a line, and the line has yet to be debated or decided. Is the line going to be mental health checks? Is the line going to be waiting period? Is the line going to be how we purchase these weapons? I hope the line is not ammo restrictions or what kind of guns we're going to outlaw. Just because the AR-15 looks scary and dangerous doesn't mean it should be outlawed. And just because something horrible happens doesn't mean our rights go away. And so there are some common sense measures, I think, that can be put forth that would get us out of this archaic system of how we actually purchase weapons in this country without having to cede these very important Second Amendment rights and making us NRA members and conservatives seem heartless, because we're anything but that. But just because you're empathetic doesn't mean you have to cede all your rights. And that's the line that we're going to have to hold, which is going to be very difficult given the new media pressure around this issue.
You know, sir, I'm also wondering, just as things like, you don't always put this in political terms, I apologize if it sounds like I am, but just as Republicans are making some headway on the tax cuts and more Americans feeling, supportive of them, favorably at least disposed to them, then along comes an issue like this and some of these others that are, I know there are a lot more than just wedge issues, but they take your attention away from that stuff. And how does that play out, you think, as this year unfolds?
Well, I think the tax cuts are going to have more and more long-term effects and potentially cumulative effects as people are able to save more, invest more, and see the benefits of the tax cut laws grow. So even though at the moment the favorable polling surrounding the tax cuts has been eclipsed by this event, it's going to be the foundation of the GOP's argument in the midterms, and I don't think the celebration for Republicans is going anywhere.
Guys, I want to thank you. Well, if more people could have a calm discussion of these type of issues, just like we just did here, I think that would be good. Thank you both.